Hi, this is Tamara from mooglyblog.com, and in this video I'm going to explain how to make the Artfully Simple Angled Scarf, which is a free pattern that you'll find on mooglyblog.com. You can find it, if you're not already on that page, by clicking the link in the YouTube description below. So here I'll be using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in Tranquil and my Furls K hook. In the original pattern it calls for fingering weight yarn and an H hook, but you should use the weight of yarn and the hook that gives you the kind of fabric you enjoy. So this pattern begins with a chain of a multiple of 7 plus 4. So here I have a chain of 25. So that's 7 times 3 for 21 plus 4 more, which makes 25. So I'll reinsert my hook here and we can begin. Got a little turned around. There we go. Okay. So to begin this pattern, I'm going to skip the first 3 chains, 1, 2, 3 that are closest to the hook, and double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. Those skipped 3 chains count as our first double crochet. So now for counting, we have 2 double crochets. Let me do that again there. All right, there we go. Then I'm going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, I need to come up here a bit, and 5. I'm going to double crochet next, so I'll go ahead and yarn over. Let me pull up a little bit more yarn from the skein here. Okay, there we go. So I will yarn over. I'm going to skip 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to double crochet in each of the next 2 chains. So we'll work 1 double crochet, and then yarn over and double crochet right in the next chain. And as you may notice, I'm working in that back hump of the chains rather than under the top 2 loops of the V. I like to work into the back hump, but you can work into whichever part of the chain you prefer. So there's my 2 double crochets. I'll chain 5 again and skip 5 more. And this is our basic repeat for this pattern. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more. We're going to, that's 2 double crochets, chain 5, skip 5. That's our basic repeat for row 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double crochet in each of the next 2 chains. 1. Sorry, I know I move my fingers up, but if you know how to make a double crochet, you know what I'm doing here. I like to hold on to my stitches. I find it helps them keep a little more even tension if I really kind of choke up on the stitch as I work. There we go. Okay, and we're going to keep going just like that. Chain 5, skip 5, double crochet 2, till we get to the end here. Now obviously if I were making a full-size scarf, and you can see the full-size scarf on mooglyblog.com under Artfully Simple Angled Scarf, then when, of course, you're making a real scarf, it's going to be much longer. I'm making a much smaller scarf here just to demonstrate. You can see I've come to the point now where I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chains left, and that's it. So if we've gone all the way across our scarf, this is where we know it's time to finish off. What I'm going to do is chain 5 once again. 1, 2, 3. Let me come up on it a bit here. 4 and 5. Skip 5 chains just as before, but then in the last 2 stitches I'm going to work a double crochet 2 together. So I'm going to go into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Stop with 2 loops left on the hook, yarn over, insert my hook in the next chain, like so, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then with 3 loops left on the hook, I'll yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And that's for a double crochet 2 together. So it's time to begin the next row. To do so, I'm going to chain 2, and that chain 2 does not count as a stitch. I'll turn, and as you'll notice, we finished the last row with a double crochet 2 together, so we're going to start this row with a double crochet 2 together. I'll yarn over, go into the top of that stitch we made there, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, stop with 2 loops left on the hook, pull up a little more yarn from my skein here, there we go, and to finish my double crochet 2 together, I'll yarn over, go into that chain 5 space, go right into the space, but right next to the stitch we're making here, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. Then it's time to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to skip the rest of that chain space, skip the first one of those double crochets, that pair of double crochets, double crochet in the second one as normal. Let's see, I was getting a little twisted there. Let me start that double crochet over again. When you're taking a long pause like that between stitches, it can cause it to wrap around the hook a little bit. So we'll yarn over, again, go into that second double crochet, like so. There we are. Double crochet made, and then yarn over and double crochet in the chain space. I'm going to keep that right next to that last one we just made. Even though we're in the chain space and it could theoretically go anywhere, we want to keep them as a pair, like so. All right, let me pull up some more yarn once again. This is wool, so it's a little stickier. It doesn't run out of the skein as easily, but it's really fun to work with. So got a little tangle there. There we go. Now I've got a bunch to work with, so we should be good for a little bit. All right, so now remember, this is our repeat. Chain 5, skip 5, and then 2 double crochets. So when I chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to skip. You could think of it as skipping those other 4 chains and the first double crochet if you like, but skip all that. Again, double crochet in the second one, going under both loops of the top there, although you could get a fun look playing around with which loop to go into. But then you're going to double crochet again in that chain 5 space, just as before. All right, oops, dropped my loop. There we go, and there you see it. Now we're coming again to the end of our scarf. So, and normally again there would be lots more repeats of that in between the beginning and the end. There we go. I'm going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I will yarn over, and I'm going to skip that first double crochet we made, and I'm going to work into that chain 3. Remember I said that counts as our first double crochet, so I'm going to treat it as our first double crochet. And in there, going under that third chain, as if it were the top of a double crochet, I'm going to make 2 double crochets both in that chain there. So 1, there we go, yarn over and put another double crochet right in that chain. And if you look closely here, let me pull that loop up high, you can see the angle is starting to happen already. We've got our decreases cause it to angle this way, and our increases cause it to angle out on this end. So let's make the next row. I am going to once again chain 2. Again, that does not count as a stitch. Turn, and this time, since this is our increasing end, I'm going to work 2 double crochets in the first stitch there. Not a double crochet 2 together, but 2 double crochets, because that's our increasing end that creates the angle, like so. Then I'll chain 5. Sounds familiar, I'm sure. 4 and 5, like so. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to go into, and this is where people I think are getting a little confused, I'm going to go into the chain 5 space right in front of these 2 double crochets. So even though it's a space, I could theoretically put it back here, we don't want a big lump of chains. We want to keep them in pairs. So I'm going to go right in front of those 2 double crochets, make the first one of our pair for this round, or row, excuse me. There we go. And then double crochet in the first one of those. And here we've made our pair of double crochets here. You can see we're continuing that diagonal line. All right, so this is our basic repeat for this one. Chain 5, 2, 3, 4, there we go, 4 and 5. Yarn over, put a double crochet in the chain space right before the next pair of double crochets, and then yarn over and put a double crochet right in that first double crochet. And of course, since this is a little mini Artfully Simple angled scarf, we are already at the end. And here we are, you can see just by looking that this is our decreasing side, our double crochet 2 together, double crochet 2 togethers rather. So I'll yarn over, work the first half right in the chain space, stop with 2 loops left on the hook, yarn over, and go into the top of the previous double crochet 2 together, and then with 3 loops left on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. So we have our little mini scarf here going. We're angling out on this end with increases, we're angling in on this side with decreases, and of course we will just keep repeating then, row 2 and round 3, repeated until either we run out of yarn or the scarf is as wide as you would like it to be. So that's really all there is to the Artfully Simple Angled Scarf. Believe it or not, it's just that easy. So I hope you enjoy the pattern. Again, be sure to check it out on mooglyblog.com. And if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching.